Okay, round two. We have the choice. We'll play first, and we'll definitely keep this. Pretty good looking hand. I think we're going to open with Herald of Dramoka. I don't like opening with Dragon Fodder. It's a better card. It's the reason that it's not good to open with is your opponent. There's a lot of 2/2s in this format, or 2 toughness creatures. So it's better to play the 2/2 first, I think. And based on this hand, it's going to be a while before we play Dragon Fodder. We're going to start with Dramoka, going to the Tarkir Efreet. Well, oddly enough, our round 2 opponent was a no-show. So good for us, I guess. We make it to the finals, which means we're guaranteed prizes. And it also means we'll be doing another 8-4. So we'll see you for the finals. All right. In the finals, we have the choice. We'll play first. Yeah, I guess we'll keep it. I don't see why not. I mean, we don't have a red mana. I guess that's a reason why not. But any land, and we can play Dragon Bell Monk. We have a turn 2 Dramoka Warrior. It just seems like a hand worth keeping. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Let's go Heel Cutter here. I don't want to offer a trade, I don't think. All right. This turn, we're just going to swing. Then we're going to go Skirmisher, Aspirant. I'm okay with this trade. And I will actually make this trade. I admit I'm not like thrilled with it, but the thing is, if he plays another creature, yeah, then the Heel Cutter play gets worse. So I think it's actually worth it. Now I'm going to play the Monk, so we'll just get in for 1 here. And the reason that I want to play the Monk is I want more board pressure before I start playing Heel Cutter again. And on top of that, I can play Dragon Fodder next turn if he does. Ooh, Master of the Unseen's pretty good. Well, at least he's missing his land drops here. Guess I've got that going for me. Tarkir Efreet's not bad, but I think we're just gonna go Dragon Fodder here and get in for 4. Set up for a Volcanic Rush at some point. Or a Goblin Heel Cutter next turn is also similarly pretty brutal. Concession. Okay. It's actually a pretty interesting concession. He knows about the Heel Cutter. He missed his land drop, so I guess we're 1 short of lethal, but I guess that does make sense since he knew about the Heel Cutter. All right. So we don't know what our opponent's second color. There's a chance he's mono white. I can't imagine it's a very high chance, but Master of the Unseen is certainly a good card. That's a tough card to beat in certain situations. Those situations being me being unable to keep up with his board, but I'm almost thinking drop this Center Soul, but that's only because we don't know what his second color is yet. Center Soul's still fine aggressively, but it doesn't get by the Mastery of the Unseen. I don't really like the pressure point too much. It's okay against the Vigilance, I guess. Could do the Magmatic Chasm instead of the Center Soul. But he might be blue-white. I think we're going to keep it the same for now. One lander. I think we'd better mulligan. If we don't draw... It seems like a waste to keep a one-lander with this deck. If we don't see lands, it's too bad. This isn't that great of a hand, admittedly, but we could draw hot and make this hand much better. I mean, at least we have some early pressure. Although, I guess if he plays a Dromoka Warrior, I'm just going to offer the trade. Well, can't trade with that. Well, that's a good draw. Okay. Feeling a little bit better again. It's a great draw with the Warflare, especially. Alright, Emissary's not too intimidating. It is a Vigilance Warrior, though, which is pretty good for him. So, I guess we go ahead and get in with our flyer here. And we'll drop an Outcast. And I will actually, I believe, yeah, I think I'm going to make the trade with the... Well, I guess it's debatable. I was going to say, just make the trade with the Herald of Dromoka, but... How good is that? I'm not actually sure. Looks like he's not interested in making the trade, so if he's not interested in making the trade, I don't think I am either. Okay, Sky Captain, on the other hand, is a bit intimidating. Well, I do want to take care of the Sky Captain. So I can tail slash the Sky Captain. This gets bolstered. But we get in for 2, but he's cracking back for 3. May actually still be worth it. I want to keep some pressure going on my opponent here. I'm thinking I can get to the point where Warflare is lethal, or a couple more lands and I can Word Scale Dragon. I still have some good options. Plus the Outcast can block the Herald of Dromoka, so at least it's keeping that at bay. Granted, we are taking 3, but... it's a little bit tougher, I guess. Guess we'll sacrifice the actual creature card. Actually, not sure. Does it matter? I think I actually want to do the non-creature card. I don't have any Delve, and there's a chance my opponent has like Mardu Woe Reaper or something like that, so I think it makes more sense. Alright. Taking some damage here. No plays, though. I guess that's good. Dromoka Warrior. Well, Dromoka Warrior is actually a pretty good one. So let's get in with Skirmisher here. Let's go Warrior plus Aspirant. Might actually be in my best interest to Warflare. I think we're just gonna block here. Guess I can block here too. I mean, the problem is with Warflare, he still trades for any of my guys, which makes the Warflare worse. I think I just actually make trades. Or try to. Okay, that's not too intimidating. So... suppose I just swing here. I mean, it's an interesting situation. Suppose I offer the trade with the manifest, although could be something bigger. Could also just take 4 here. Let's do that. Uh-oh. That's a big dude. All right. That's a problem. So we're going to take 5 trample damage, which means could be 6 though. All right, I guess the play is this. If he cracks in with everything, so I can swing with Skirmisher, Chump, Pilgrim. Ward Scale keeps those at bay, so I can take 7 and go to 1. I think that's right. I gotta get some damage in here. I think we're still gonna come up short, unfortunately. All right. We're just going to take our 6. No plays, though, which is nice. Do I have to do a defensive Warflare? Problem is, first strike. I don't think I can do an offensive one. I mean, if he took everything, but he's not going to take the aspirant. What's my blocks though with the Warflare? I get 5 toughness here, so I can chump. It's not going to work. That's the problem. Well, think. It's a tough spot. Oof. That's a rough one. Guess I don't have to show him the War Flare. So with everything, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're dead. I have 2 blockers. I'm at 2 life. This has trample. Yeah, I think we just don't show him the War Flare. Makes sense. Or wait. Could I have... I could have War Flared... and blocked... Well, it's too late now, but if I had War Flared, I could have jumped, traded, and taken 1 and gone to 1, possibly drawn. Well, I could have lived. I would have had to show him War Flare. I would have died anyway. He would have been left with a Pilgrim of the Fire and Elise. So I guess I probably should have still done it, but still would have. I mean, we still would have lost, but possibly should have done that different. All right. Do I want to keep Center Soul? Do I want to do anything? Do I want to bring in Magmatic Chasm? Lose Calm, maybe? Maybe bring in the Lose Calm? Most of his guys are little, but he certainly's got some big dudes. Maybe we go for the offensive play. I mean, he's playing black, so Center Soul could be better. But stealing his 6/4 seems pretty good. Let's try this again. We'll play first. Unfortunate mulligan. This one we'll keep. Gotta admit, it feels like a pretty big waste to cast Pacifism on a skirmisher. I think we're gonna hold up on that one. As much as I want to just aggro my opponent down, I think we're better off hoping to draw a land at some point and finding a better target for Pacifism. Like Dramoka Captain, perhaps. Oh, that's sad. It's pretty sad. Well, you don't always get the draws you want. Alright, it's pretty horrific, but our draws have been very bad, so outside of my control, unfortunately. I wish circumstances were different. Just waiting for that Minister of Pain. Ah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Well, So I can attack with Skirmisher and Jamoka Warrior. And if he blocks Avon on Skirmisher, I can kill it. Not the most exciting Twin Bolt play. Pretty bad. Pretty unexciting. Not very good. Defensively, we're not looking good either. Opponent has a vastly developed board state. Defense is pretty much out of the question. I think I just swing here. We'll see what he does. I don't like it. I really hate it, actually. But we're in a tough spot, so tough spots require difficult decisions, unfortunately. It's probably something I'm going to kill. I think we take 6 here. I could double block the Rager, but I'm going to try and hit that morph. All right. I mean, it's bad, but what do you want me to do? We're sitting on 2 lands here. There we go. All right. So I can play the Outcast. Pretty tempted to do the Atarka Efreet, but it's a tough situation anyway. You slice it. I think we get in for 2. I could also leave both my goblins back to block the Rager. But setting up for an eventual... Can we survive 2 turns, though? We take 6. I think we got to go for it. I don't like it. I admit, I don't like it. But, once again, difficult situations called for difficult measures. Yeah, I mean, it's awful. What do you want me to do? We got mana screwed. I don't like it. I hate it, but it's outside of my control. It's just one of those things. One of those frustrating things. Yeah, pretty awful. Pretty awful now. Yeah. Pretty horrific. Guess we go like this. Does that even do anything? I don't think it does. Really can't afford to take 6. I just lose next turn. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right, well, tried my best. Wish we could have drawn a little bit better in the finals, but I guess we got a free win in round 2, so maybe that's the exchange. The exchange we get. You get a free win, but you have to lose in the finals. So I begrudgingly accept my loss. I don't like it. I liked our deck a lot, but I don't like the way we lost. I suppose we beat our opponent to Mana Screw, though, so maybe it is fitting. All right. Well, I guess our next draft will be in 8-4, and we'll see you then.